Hey, good afternoon, everybody. This is Captain Jim Palmer, the Dream Business Coach, coming to you with another profit seat, a live profit seat, which I love doing these. When you come to Dream Business Academy, I do. Last time I did 23 of them in New England, so each time I try and ramp it up a little bit, but it's very hard on the head to stay sharp that long. But I have a member of the Build Your Dream Business Now Facebook group, Tim Sohn. Tim, why don't you introduce yourself real briefly?
Hi, everybody. My name's Tim Sohn. I have a business called Sohn Social Media Solutions, where we make businesses social to bring you more customers, sales, and exposure.
Tim, how long have you been doing? When did you start Sohn Social Media Solutions?
I started it almost 5 years ago, but at first I was also, I would say for 4 of those years, I was also freelancing on the side, and that made up the majority of my income until 2017. I've been focusing mainly on social media.
Freelancing meaning, did you have a job and your company was the side job, or were you working for? What do you mean by that?
So I was writing for publishers like Media Bistro, Inside Bitcoins, Inside 3D Printing, and some of that involved interviewing brands about how they use social media.
So you at that point were representing these other companies. You were like the reporter, so to speak.
Yeah, just in a freelance capacity, an
So
independent contractor.
all right. So how long have you been deriving your income from Sohn Social Media?
Uh, well, 5 years.
But your
I
full-time
also,
gig right now,
yes, it's full time right now.
and that's been for about a year.
Yes. Before that, I was also a just to give you a little backstory, I was also a stay-at-home dad for 6 years. So I was doing my business for the first 4 years, I would say, mainly on a part-time basis. So this 2017 was really the first year that I started full-time working with businesses on their social media.
What happened on the home front? I see your kids' pictures back there. What happened on the home front? So are they in school now, or because obviously you can't just shut the door and let them go play? So where are the kids now?
So our 3-year-old, she is now in childcare,
Hmm.
and our 6-year-old is in first grade.
So for a good chunk of the day, you are the CEO, driver, chief cook and bottle washer of your company.
Exactly.
Very cool. Um, so there's probably if I was to take a wild guess, 1,000, maybe 10,000 social media strategists, digital marketing agencies, all the different ways we can call and name what you do for other entrepreneurs and small business owners. What makes you different? Do you have a certain niche right now, or is that one of the things we want to figure out?
It's one of the things I'd really like to figure out more. Right now, it's really been more of a geographic nature. So I work with all sorts of businesses from an antique shop. I'm working with two political candidates who are running for state office right now.
Hmm.
I work with a child care center. The other day, I consulted with a somebody who's starting a startup. He has a startup related to substance abuse and providing trainings for businesses regarding substance abuse. Obviously, there's a huge opioid crisis going on right now.
Right.
So
So
it's a lot of different kinds of
okay.
businesses.
And I forgot to mention when we first got started, I will interrupt you just so I can pack as much into our time together. So it's not me being rude. And I tell Tim that, but I also tell you that who's watching why Jim is rude. No, Jim just wants to get a lot packed in here. So let me ask you this, Tim. I want you to think about, so you've been in business, I know 5 years, but let's say for the last 12 months, when you've been full time, not doing the stay at home dad, not writing guest articles, things like that. 12 months you've been driving Sohn Social Media. We can't say that fast, actually. I think we got to change the name of your company now. So can you
It's
think?
something I've considered, actually.
Well, we may do that. By the way, so pause real quick. One of my clients, I had the hardest time, but um, he actually had a carpet cleaning business, and the name carpet cleaner, none of that appeared in his company name. It was sometimes people when they want to name things, it has a kind of a cool connotation. It's like a boat name means something. And I said, well, it means something to you, but if no, I guarantee nobody's searching. I'm not gonna call the guy out. Nobody's searching this word, or this word, and coming up with your carpet cleaning business. So it took me like 3 months, but I convinced him to change the name. We gave him a cool name that instantly rose. Anyway, so yours might change for a different reason because it's a mouthful. But anyway,
That it is.
can you think in 12 months, whether it's 3 clients, they may be current or past, and you don't have to name them, but 3 clients, or as many as 5 clients who you hit it out of the ballpark with? Like they came to you seeking one thing, it may be engaged a little bit longer, it was an amazing experience. Again, they could still be with you, maybe not, but could you come up with maybe 3 clients where it was an amazing experience?
I would say the antique shop, the child care center. The child care center is great because all the parents share the posts and they engage, and it's a
Okay.
really active community.
Okay.
The third one, I would say, I also work. This one isn't local. This is a publisher. They create reports for publishers of votes in Congress.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
All right,
so I
so
work.
you have 3 people now, and they're actually in very diverse industries. Um, the other thing I want you to do, again, just so we can pack as much in, is I want you to pretend we're actually live, so there's no thinking about it. And by the way, I'm not going to edit this in case anybody's wondering, but again, give me like the first thing that comes in your head and short answers, okay? So Tim, what of the antique shop, the child care center, and the publisher, did they all come to you with the same request or the same need, or was it 3 different things?
Two of them were the same and one was different.
What was the 2 that had in common? What was their initial need or request from you?
They wanted social media management, Facebook and Instagram. The child care center I'd actually got as a result of a referral from the antique shop.
So when they came to you for social media management, what was their biggest pain point? Lack of time, lack of creativity, didn't have time to write, didn't know what to put up there. I mean, all the different things that swirl and keep people from being in action mode. Of those 2 people, they said, I need social media management. What did they actually say to you when you got on the phone? Because that, I'm sure that's not a term they probably spit out.
No, definitely
That's
not.
what I want to know. I want to know, what did they spit out? What did they say to you?
Well, the biggest pain point I would say was time.
Okay. And what did they say to you specific? So let me ask this: how did they reach out to you? Those 2, not the referral. So the child care center and the publisher, they ultimately, in your words, wanted social media management. But how did they reach out to you? How were they connected? And then when you got on the phone with them, tell me about the initial couple minutes of the phone call.
The antique shop, I had actually reached out to them.
Okay.
I had, trying to remember how I got in touch with them, but I walked in the store and we had a conversation. They were looking to get more, more customers in their store, especially younger customers.
Okay. What about the child care center, Tim? How did that client come to you?
That was the referral from the antique shop.
Oh, okay. So they're connected there. How about the publisher? I'm looking for somebody that came to you, that
Yeah.
found you, maybe because of your own great social media marketing. Can you think of somebody in that realm?
Um, well, the majority of clients that I get, I offer workshops in the area. Sometimes they're free, sometimes they're paid.
Okay.
I have them sign up for my email list, and then it goes from there.
So you do
With that.
local workshops, which is good. And by the way, a lot of companies, myself included 17 years ago, we start local, then we
Right.
discover the power of the internet and how to get clients and learn to work virtually. So let me I just want to keep exploring this avenue that I'm starting on here, because I'm gonna find a nugget here, okay? So you do a
Okay. I know
local
you
work,
will.
so you do a local workshop.
Yeah.
I don't know if you have 5 people, 10 people, or 50 people there, but at the end of your presentation, 2 people come up and start talking to you, and they ultimately say, yeah, Tim, we'd love your agency to work for us and help us do, and then fill in the blank. Can you think of 1 or 2 cases that happened just like that?
Yeah, there was
Okay,
one
all right.
business.
So tell me, when they came up to you after the presentation, they said, Tim, great presentation, we need help with, what did they say?
One was driving traffic to their website.
Okay.
Another would be they didn't know what to do with social media. They wanted a social media training to help them figure out how to use like Facebook, Instagram, things like that.
Cool. One of the reasons I'm driving down this rabbit hole so hard is because it's proved to be a winning strategy. Good friend of mine, I know a friend of yours also, Lindsay Anderson, um, started working with me 3 plus 4, almost 4 years ago. I could do nothing to make her better than what she is because she's an amazing online marketer. But I kept driving down this rabbit hole, and she's telling me all these different things that she does well, from SEO to Facebook ads. We build websites, we build landers, we can do autoresponders. I said, yeah, but that's also everything you're saying. Also, I also do this. Also, that makes you an also. I want to find out what makes you you. And I said, Lindsay, of the 5 clients, just like I started with you, Tim. And I said, no matter what you ended up doing for them, no matter what they asked for, what was their primary and core gut thing that they wanted? She said, they want more traffic and leads. And I said, hold on a second. I went to GoDaddy, and sure enough, Lindsay's company is now Traffic and Leads, or moretrafficandleads.com, right? And we further in that conversation came up with the one-click Lindsay, because the answer to your slow growth is just one click away. Once we found that, and we started promoting her, and her book is coming out, all these different things, One Click Lindsay and trafficandleads.com, it's all working to position her way above the alsos. That's what I'm trying to get at with you, Tim. So
Right.
you could tell me, Jim, I'm good at Facebook. I know LinkedIn. I'm good at Instagram. I can teach people. We can create content. We can manage their social media. I'm trying to find the one thing that would be the tip of the spear that most people need or want. What's their pain point? Because once they start the relationship with you up here and you serve them and give them some success, guess what? They're going to want it. Well, what else can you do? And then your
Right.
income and the relationship with them broadens. That's what I'm trying to get at. So if I was to ask you, I'm gonna pause that line of questioning just because I want to go to something else. So Tim, you and I, we went to high school together. We haven't seen each other in 35 years. And we go into this office building, and we both walk up to the ground floor elevator, and we're actually, I'm going to the 3rd floor. I don't know where you're going, but literally we're going to 3rd floor, so you got about 20 seconds. So we step in, oh, Tim, oh my gosh, how's it going? I haven't seen you since graduation, blah, blah, blah. And I say, Tim, what are you doing right now? What's your answer?
I help businesses grow their social media in order to get new customers, grow their brand awareness, or increase sales.
Okay. We're gonna rewrite that, Tim. All right, we'll do some of it now and then some of it maybe later. But nobody wants to grow their social media. I would propose to you, I help my clients grow their revenue, increase their profits through the effective use of a social media marketing campaign. So,
Okay.
you know what I mean? So what's the bet? What are they really? They're not looking to grow social media.
Right.
Believe me, if social media was an effective part of everything I do, I would. It is a time suck. It happens to bear fruit for me, but if I didn't have to be on Facebook and Facebook Live and posting LinkedIn and doing all these different things, if it wasn't bearing fruit, I wouldn't do it because I like it. What I'm looking for is how do I get myself in front of more clients, right? So when somebody comes to you, or to the audience, when somebody comes to your business, they may ask for a certain thing, but you got to peel that onion back a couple layers and find out what is the real driving pain that they have. For most people, it's going to be increased revenue. I need to
Right.
increase my revenue because, I want to have more profits, I want to grow, I want to expand, but it starts with growing my business. Nobody really wants to grow their social media, so I'm going to encourage you to change that language. I help my clients increase their revenue and grow their business through the effective use of a social media marketing campaign. Now, that last part of that, through an effective social media marketing campaign, that's a big answer. And you know
Yeah.
why that's good? Because it's going to plant the seed of curiosity. Well, what does that look like? Depends on the company. We have companies that some do better in LinkedIn, some do better on Facebook, some do videos, some do Twitter. A lot of people are having success with Instagram. But, for most of my clients, this is still you talking. For most of the clients, they come wanting a certain thing, and then because we are so good at all the different platforms on social media, because between myself and my team in what we're learning and how we're helping so many people grow. We keep finding what's working and tweaking, and we basically, most of our clients want us to handle one thing, but inevitably they turn their social media over to us so that they can focus on what they do best, and they just enjoy the additional exposure, the additional traffic, and ultimately the additional revenue that comes from the social media campaign that we handle for them. So I know we're recording that. I almost lost myself that we were doing a private call here, but you should transcribe exactly what I just shared with you there, because that's your second answer, right?
Okay.
So the first answer on the elevator I gave you, and then they go, well, what does that look like? How do you do that? What I just gave you is the second answer. The details are almost irrelevant.
Okay.
Right before you and I got on this call, I'm talking to one of my coaching clients, been with me for, I'd say, about 13 or 14 months now. And when he started with me, he had an idea what he wanted to do, but his execution was going to be very wrong because he kept thinking about what it is he wanted to do. And I helped him find what his gift is. And now we're helping him get in front of a certain audience that's actually going to connect him with people who are going to want what he does, but leading with what he thinks is the right answer is not the magnet. You know what I mean, Tim? So what I do when I work with people like you, what's the biggest thing? So what is the most asked for service that your social media company provides right now? What's the number one thing that people ask for? Even if you deem it not to be the most important and the thing they should start with, what's the number one thing people are asking for? Number one service.
I would say social media training.
Okay, fair enough. Let's not go there yet. What is the greatest pain point? So when somebody comes to you, and I don't know whether you have a 30-day program or 90-day, that's irrelevant right now, but when somebody engages your company, there's probably an expectation. I mean, nobody has an open-ended contract. Start paying me X number of dollars a month. There's probably you probably have a package. That's probably going to would have to be another call. But let's say somebody engages your company to help them with social media. What's the first thing? And this is both going to be instructive as an entrepreneur for everybody watching this and you, but it's also going to be a really important step for you to build your business. But everybody that watches this can use the same thing. The number one thing that people want, and you've heard me because I know you're on a lot of my trainings, right? The number one thing people want is hope and certainty. They want to have hope that, yeah, I can get out of this slow to no growth. I can get out of this morass or morass of just slow slogging through. My God, I'm through the first quarter of 2018 and I've not grown even 2%, or I've grown 5% and I really want to grow 50%. And people keep doing the same thing over and over. They're ultimately, you know me, they're afraid to invest in themselves, and I call them out every time, right? So they're afraid to do that. But sooner or later, if you're going to get a client in the long run, you have to do some really good things in the short run. So I don't know if you have it or not, but I would have a 90-day program. So I would have a fast start. I love the term fast start. It can work in any business because it automatically brings up an image, and you can let people paint their own image. So I would have a 90 days fast start program to success in social media. That's not it, but you see, we would build something better than that, but foundationally, that's what you're looking for. And so in 90 days, you know intuitively, Tim, as an entrepreneur, you know there's only so much you're going to do in 90 days. So you're not going to take them from 50 grand to 100 grand in revenue. It's just not going to happen, especially because social media inherently is another slow growth relationship building tool. So nobody's going to make a Facebook post and go, oh my God, that's the guy, right? That's the gal. So that's not going to happen. But you do, as a service provider, you, Tim Sohn, you have to show some people some amazing success within 90 days. It's like somebody, so here 3 months back, it was January. You don't see them anymore, but for Weight Watchers and, all the different weight loss in the gyms, they all have, what's that?
I'm in Weight Watchers.
Well, okay. Now, I was
lost 95 pounds on Weight Watchers.
I think that's amazing. Let me ask you a question, though, so this will prove my point, I think. So when you joined Weight Watchers, if 90 days in, you've been paying for 90 days, going to the meetings, probably eating whatever, if you hadn't lost 1 pound, in fact, you gained 5, would you still be paying in the next 3 months?
Probably not.
Most definitely not, I would think, unless you just got money burning a hole in your pocket. People are looking for hope and certainty. I'm joining the program because I hope there's a solution. They've got a good name, a good reputation. I like what he said. He seems like a good guy. Seems like he's got a lot on the ball in terms of social media. So, but I'm not going to be certain until I see results. You know, sometimes when I'm coaching people to be speakers or presenters or do video, I said nothing breeds confidence like success. So don't go out and get on a stage. In fact, I said this to this guy I was mentioning earlier. You don't want to be on a stage for 5,000 people. You want to be on a stage with 50 people and do 10 or 20 speeches and then go for the 500. Because why would you blow that? Because trust me, every speech you're going to be better. You're going to be better. Oh, I'm going to refine that line. It's just like these comedians, Chris Rock, who can fill 10,000 seat stadium. He tries his new material at the local little club before he puts it on the big stage. What I'm telling you, I feel like I'm going really fast, but what I'm telling you, Tim, is that if you had a 90-day fast start program, number one, here's the benefit. Number one, it's a limited time. So you're not asking people to commit to 6 months or 12 months or indefinitely. So that's a barrier to having a prospective client say yes. 90 days, I can try that, right? 90-day fast start. So here's what's going to happen in 90 days. And then you have to come up with what you're able to promise is going to happen. We're going to grow your list, and whether that means your list or your opt-ins or your fans or followers is going to grow by X number, and it's got to be something good. I mean, if you can't do it, then probably you shouldn't be in the business. So I know you can do that in 90 days with your magic and wizardry, right? So let's say you were able to do that. In the third month, so you're past 60 days, and all of a sudden they've grown 68 followers, and they've converted, 52 of those people to the email list. They've had 3 phone calls with the people now, so there's some prospects that are ringing the phone that haven't done it before. What do you think your conversation is going to be with the people who are in the 90-day fast start program between the 61st day and the 90th day? Let's start laying out what's next. We've got amazing traction. We're starting to accelerate, but here's what you need to do next. And that program, and whether your 90-day program is 297 or 497 or 97, I don't know what it is, 997 it almost doesn't matter, because with a short period of time, they know what they're spending for that period of time. But when you show them success in the area of social media marketing, they're going to want more. Well, guess what? I don't have a second 90-day program. The only reason I do a 90-day program at this inexpensive of an investment is because I get people in the door and I show them how amazing we are. I show them that we're not like everybody else. We actually deliver the results. Here, let me paint a picture of what I'd like to do with you next. We have a 9-month program. See, a lot of people sometimes go from 90 days to a year. Somehow going from 9 months seems, obviously it's only 3 months less than a year, but it seems a little easier. It's just a little bonus thing I'm giving you there, right? But we have a 9-month program, and what we can do in those 9 months, we're going to start increasing the number of blog posts, the number of Twitter, whatever, of Instagrams. We're actually going to create your own memes. You and I are going to have a strategy call, and we're going to start creating your own quotes, your own sayings. People that want to work with people that do what you do. This is me talking to your client, right? So people that want to do what you do, you got to stop quoting other people. Look, we all respect Jim Rohn, the late great Zig Ziglar, and all these different people, but all you're doing is pushing their star up. You got to be pushing your own star up with your own good quotes, your own sayings. You know, I got a ton of them, Tim, and I promote myself, doggone it, right? I want people to look at me because I'm growing a business, right? So step up, as I used to say. So that's what I think, Tim. So I know we're starting to approach. I'm going to go a few more minutes here because I feel like I didn't cover a lot. But, well, let me pause with you. What do you think so far?
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. I don't have a program like that right now, and I think that's a great idea.
Now, I'm going to give you something else to think about, and I'm going to call this a bonus tip because this is like some high-level stuff, but this is for you and the other people that are watching this. You will always, the better job you do at creating celebrity expert status for yourself, and that is what it will take. That's the only way you're going to rise above the alsos. Could I just be Jim Palmer business coach? Well, I could be, but I probably wouldn't be living on this boat and living this lifestyle, because doggone it, look what I created for myself. And by the fact that I actually promote this is what I've done for myself, makes me attractive to other people. So you do have to step up, and it's not about being egotistical. It's about saying what I've done and this is what I can do for you. So you should, first of all, and I believe you're probably doing this, you should be practicing everything you're going to be telling your clients to do. So your own business should be growing, and your own list should be growing. Your followers should be growing by the stuff that your company does. So you can actually point to it, Tim, and say, look, this is what we do for my company. I've doubled my revenue in 12 months using this stuff, and this is how I can do it for you. Forgot where I was going with that point. Where was I going with that right before I got distracted there? Oh, I know what it was going to be. Sorry. This is so I shoehorn these calls in. I go from one client to the next. But Tim, you are, as a result of you creating your own celebrity brand, pushing your own star up, stop pushing other people, start promoting your own star, and then have people drawn to you. Here's what's going to happen. You are going to have more people reaching out to you saying, hey, what can you do to help me? And you're going to have people that will actually reach out and go, yeah, I know you got that 90-day fast start, but I really want everything. What can you do for me? The biggest mistake you can make, and this is going to be counterintuitive to what every sales professional told you, when somebody's saying, I want, you close the sale, I'm saying, oh, no, no, no. Slow walk the big enchilada sale. Slow walk that thing. I've worked with people that, like Lindsay Anderson. I work with people in the SEO space that do all the things that, and this one client I had, who was a client of mine for 4 or 5 years, and we've done some amazing work together. As a result of that, he started getting people that wanted to do everything. We can do the video, we can build you a new website, we can do this, we'll do SEO, we're going to do blah, blah, and they wanted to do everything. Well, guess what happened when the quote came out for everything? They choked on it and started backing off. Well, let's just do this, this, and this. And ultimately what happened, so they're starting feeling like, well, I'm not getting everything because I can only afford this, and I didn't actually get the results I want when I wanted everything, right? So you have to not do that. If somebody says, I want it all, say, listen, ultimately we could have a long-lasting relationship, and I hope to do that. But actually, this is a very, can I say this? I'll say it. It's a very ballsy move, Tim, because you actually say all my clients, including my long-term, most profitable relationships, they all come in through this 90-day program. That allows us to do foundational things. It allows me to prove our mettle, so to speak. I can show you what we're doing, and then we can talk about what's next. So the people who come to you as a result of the marketing and everything else I've just mentioned and want to do everything, you don't want to take those people because it always goes bad.
Okay.
So slow walk them. So I don't know how long it took you to lose the 95 pounds, but I'm guessing if in the first week or the first month you lost something, that probably got you energized, like, holy crap, it's working. And then month 2, you're even, so that the relationship will last so much longer than the one who goes, how can I lose 95 pounds in 30 days, right? It's either not going to happen or it'll kill you in the process, and that's not long term. So anyway, I had a lot more questions, but we're about the half hour. So Tim, I'm gonna leave you with a couple things. Number one, I want you to think about, so you've been in business 5 years, so I only said the last year as you've been doing it full time, but think about in the last 5 years, I want you to think about 5 client relationships that went really, really well. Even if they were only 3 months or a year or whatever, they went really well. They left you and said, look, we're going in a different direction, so we're stopping, or you've achieved everything, so or they're still ongoing. But like I could name like One Click Lindsay, and they're just amazing relationships, went exactly as planned. Think of those people, and then I want you to think about, forget my marketing, which brought them to me. Forget what they thought they needed. What was the main thing? Peel that on your back. What's the number one thing they wanted most? And when I did that with Lindsay, as I said, Jim, they ultimately want more traffic and leads. And so I think the name of her company was Web Impact, if my memory just kicked in there. But more traffic and leads.com, who doesn't want that? So we need to find out. So Tim Sohn, Social Media Solutions, That might be going away. I don't know. There might be something better. So just be open to that. Because if you can
Yeah.
create a name and a URL, hopefully, that speaks to that greatest pain point that's at the tip of the spear, you bring those relationships in through the 90-day Fast Start program. So, and then let's say over a year's time, you put 50 people into the 90-day Fast Start program. Of those 50 people, 21 of them advance to the next 9-month program. And of those 21, 11 of them are still clients. And you just keep repeating that and
Right.
repeat that. But everybody comes through that door. You serve the heck out of them, show them amazing results. What's next? The 9 month. So it's pushing. That's the other thing is it's the tip of the spears I'm doing, but it's also pushing people up the ascension ladder. Start here. We serve the heck out of you. We show you amazing results. You're happy. We're happy. Here's what's next. That's probably so. You're in a business, my friend, that has 10,000 other people that are calling themselves social media strategists, social media marketing agencies, digital marketing agencies, social media gurus, gods, whatever. And you have to find a way that's going to stand out. And the best way to do that is not to be seen as the best of all that, but I'm the best at this.
Right.
Maybe you're the best list grower. Maybe you have a program that can grow the most followers, and those followers within 30 days, my program will take those followers and get them on your email list and getting them buying your first tripwire. I don't know what it is. You need to find out what that most wanted thing is and become known for that.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah.
I think that was pretty damn good if I do say so myself.
I totally agree.
All right, Tim. Let me know if you have any questions. You can reach out. You know you're part of the group. You can email me, send me an email, and if you have anything following up. But I think if you start thinking strategically, and by the way, you've been in business 5 years, but 5 years will seem like a nanosecond compared to 30 years when you're looking back at this other business that I want you to create. So don't be too hung up on the name. Oh, you know one
Right.
other reason to do that? I'll give you one more. The other reason you don't want to do that is because when you want to retire and buy my boat or live in the mountains or go by the beach, whatever you want to do, Tim
Yeah.
Sohn, Tim Sohn's social media solutions is only means something to Tim Sohn. On the other hand, you know, what would be a good name? I can't come up with one. Hey, this is ridiculous, but just I keep my packet of wildflowers. Wildflower social media campaigns. My point is, you want to have a name. So when you're very young, but eventually you're going to have to think about cashing out, whatever that looks like, selling this business, starting another one, or it's just riding this thing for 20 years, whatever that looks like. If
Right.
your personal name is attached to the business, it will slightly devalue, if not significantly devalue, because somebody's going to have to rename it, rebrand it, and things like that. So that would be another reason to consider that.
Okay.
All right, man?
Sounds good.
Good stuff. Well, Tim, thanks for coming in the profit seat, and I'll chat with you inside the Facebook group.
Thanks, Jim. I really appreciate it.
All right, folks, this is Captain Jim Palmer, the Dream Business Coach. By the way, if you're interested in getting in a profit seat, there's a link there somewhere. I know there's a search bar right in the group. Just turn profit seat and then some of my posts where I'm sharing it. There's a link to apply. I've got about a dozen in my drawer, and I really wanted to have Tim on. He's a good supporter, and he's always contributing in the group. So there's a clue there also. Anyway, Captain Jim Palmer, the Dream Business Coach, you take good care.